I've never ever made a secret of it. I'm a massive Conor fan, but I'm also a massive Max fan. You know, Conor started coming up when I was just starting out my pro career. His UFC run started, so he was a guy that I genuinely looked up to as I progressed in the sport. Imagine this. Imagine Conor beating Max Holloway and getting that title shot.
I think if there's one guy who can rip up the script, it's Conor McGregor.
As he's done so many times.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Mac. I'm never going against it. I'm never going against Conor. Yeah,
Okay.
no, not against like Max Holloway. Massive fan, love him. He's a great fighter, and you know he's a deserving of everything that he's gotten and all the praise. But I can't go against Conor.
Where do you think Conor could win the fight?
You know, Conor has that scary timing. He has that scary timing. Everybody that's fought him says that timing, and he has that sneaky power. Everybody that fights him says when he hits you, you feel it. Yeah. You know, it just takes one. It just takes one. He knocked out Max. You know, it can be.
Hand up top. Conor McGregor's gonna go out there and look for big shots. He's gonna try to land big shots. And that's probably his way to victory is cracking Max Holloway. I think if Conor gets it done, he's gonna get it done in the first round, second round, maybe. If not, it's probably gonna be a Max Holloway masterpiece. I think Conor's gonna come out there and look really good. I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people. I think he's gonna look good. I think he's gonna look fast, but I don't know how long that looking good's gonna last. I feel like if Conor wins, it's gonna be a magical moment. It needs to be the universe, the stars aligning, and Conor lands that fucking left hand that is so powerful. Conor, I don't know, I hate to say it. My heart's telling me Conor McGregor, my mind's telling me Max Holloway goes in there, maybe gets cracked early, but at 170, I don't know if he's gonna be able to get put away. With all that being said, I got Conor McGregor, round 1, 12-second KO, boom, 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 boom.
In your career, you're doing a lot of more kicks, spinning kicks, side kicks. I don't think you're going to have the confidence to kick, especially with that shin. So it's going to be boxing. So we got to get into the boxing range. Holloway's so good at keeping that long jab and using his footwork and getting those angles. So it's going to need to be your footwork moving in on him. And then when he tries to lateral move out, that's where the big hook could come in. Using your lead hand to set up that straight left and just trying to land that punch. I think that's your only path to victory is to get a finish, to get a knockout. We saw him get controlled his last fight by Oliveira in a grappling match. I don't want to test your cardio with that grappling, so I think it has to be boxing McGregor. That's my keys for McGregor. You got to knock him out. For my pick, I'm going with Holloway. I think 5 years off, 5 years of it's going to be 5 years of recovery. It's going to be way too much for McGregor to come back. Holloway's hot. I think he's going to be motivated after that loss and more motivated now, even after Justin won that fight, knowing that a bigger fight will be on the horizon. So, yeah, I'm picking Holloway and I'm going with finish. I think he's going to hurt him to the body, catch him up top, and I'm going to go with
Notorious one, taking on Max Holloway. At 170, by the way, which I don't think that's going to play. You know, if Conor McGregor was a grappler like Charles Oliveira, I'm like, I'm not a big fan of 170, but he's not. You know, is he going to have the power? Maybe, but at the same time, as the fight goes on, the power's going to dwindle. So if Max can just withstand a couple shots, he should be good. You know, how does Max Holloway feel at 170? He shouldn't have to cut any weight. He should be able to walk in as natural as possible. His body shouldn't have to go through a massive weight cut to make 155, near damn 145. Neither does Conor McGregor. So I'm not really concerned about it being at 170. I think it's just, you know, these guys are fighting their natural weight. But with all that being said, I'm going to have to go with the blessed one, Max Holloway. He's just been active, even though it's been ups and downs. I like the athlete who's been active. I think this matchup is great. Even though Conor McGregor beat him the very first time when they fought years, moons ago, I think Max Holloway is ready for this fight. I think he's excited for this fight because I'm sure when you fight Conor McGregor, even if it's Paramount Plus, I'm sure it's red penny night for Max Holloway. And
when McGregor's on form, he's absolutely unreal. Absolutely unreal. He's beat Max Holloway before. Max Holloway, in my opinion, really, really good fighter. One of the best ever. Didn't look great in his last fight. Did not look great against Charles Oliveira at all. He looked like he kind of like was questioning whether he wanted to be there at points. But he was fighting a grappler. So, you know, when it's all striking, which it probably will be with McGregor, Max Holloway's shown some, mate, he's striking, like his striking IQ is so good. Doesn't get hit much. But then in the first fight, McGregor grappled him. He might grapple him again. Like that, I know that how many years ago was that? Probably like 10 years ago, weren't it? But like I say, I heard a couple of McGregor interviews. I was very impressed with what he was talking about and how calm he seemed and how focused he seemed. I know it's just an interview, it doesn't really mean anything, but he's up against it, against an active guy like Max Holloway. But I think the thing is that power doesn't leave. That, like, he needs one shot and it can be over. So I'm more favouring towards a McGregor win.
What's up, everyone? Carlos, the Nightmare Process here. and today I'm gonna tell you guys my picks to UFC 329. This Saturday, I will go with Corey Sanhagen, Paddy Pimblett, and also Max Holloway. Let's go.
I am going to go with the Hawaiian, Max Holloway, in either, I'm going to say late stoppage in this. I'm going to say probably round 4. I don't even think round 5. If Max wins, could be a decision. If Conor truly comes in phenomenal shape and he can get through it all, maybe a decision. I'd love to see the final point down. I'd love to see it, but I don't see it happening. I think if Max wins, I think it's going to be a late stoppage. I don't think early. I think Conor's going to be difficult and a pain in the ass to deal with in those first 10 minutes. And then I think he'll start to fade. And as he starts to crumble a little bit, I think Max will get it. Now, again, for the storyline, would love to see Conor come out and be able to pull some crazy shit off. But if I got to pick, I'm picking Max.
All the UFC fans, this is my pick for UFC 329 with the big upcoming fight, Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. In this fight, I believe it's more on the Max side. Everybody expects that McGregor will be back with a big performance. I believe it too, because I'm a fan of both. But I believe that Max will take a win because he stayed active in the past years. He got a lot of experiences and a lot of victories. So, second fight, I believe will be the Benoit Saint-Denis, the winner, because yeah, and that's it.
I think it's gonna be a good fight with Max. Like I've been saying, I'm riding with Max. I'm betting the house on Max. I think Max is gonna make it non-competitive. At some point, after like a minute or 2 in the fight, Max is gonna take over.
Yeah.
You know, all the experience that he's put together in these 5 years, staying in shape is the number one thing, as we all know as fighters. If you got a Ferrari versus a Honda Civic, the Ferrari has a quarter tank of gas, it's gonna lose every time. So I think Max just gets it done.
No pressure there. He's Conor McGregor. He believes in himself. He's manifested it. He's seen it. He's Mystic Mac and all this type of shit. And everything was going perfect. But it hasn't gone perfect. He doesn't have the financial pressure or the burden of any of that type of thing. But he does have the pride. He does have what intrinsically makes him tick and who he is as a person at stake. So I think he will feel a little bit of pressure. So because of that, I think he's going to come out hot, hard. I think he's going to swing. Yeah, there might be a couple of troubling moments for Max Holloway, but ultimately he's seasoned enough to get through it. He beat Dustin Poirier, he beat Justin Gaethje, Chan Sung Jung, Arnold Allen, people like that. Yeah, he got clipped against Elite Poirier, but he didn't go out. He saw it out of the first round like many people hadn't done. I think he survives the first round, and then I think it gets really hard, tough going. And I think McGregor's going to be lucky to see the final.
I just think for Conor to come back, I think Chandler would have been a better fight for him to come back with, just to shake the cobwebs. I think Max is going to beat him in this fight. I think Max is going to take him into deep water, and that's going to be, it's not as deep as usual. It's going to be like from round 2 onwards, shallowish. And then if he survives that, when he's in the deeper water, he's going to drown. So I think Max is going to get this done. But after that fight, Conor should fight Chandler and then, you know, settle the debt. But yeah, in this fight, for the circumstances, weight, 170, lay off 5 years max, and 5 years is at 8 fights. I'm gonna go Max Holloway. I know Conor can win. Obviously, this is MMA. Maybe that's why he hasn't shown any footage, because he's changed his style, so he doesn't want to even showcase anything. But Max's footwork is gonna get him away from the fence line. He's gonna counter Conor, and then by round 2, halfway, round 3, you'll see Max turn it up, and you see him take out Conor later on. And Max will do it again and win on a big stage. And that's another one for the chosen few. So Max Holloway by finish in the later rounds. That's my prediction.
People think that Max is just going to walk through him from the start. It ain't going to be that easy. He's going to have big problems early, and I think Max is going to give him that respect and not let him land them big shots. So maybe we don't see him be as successful as he could be if Max was just like, he's done and just wanted to be quite aggressive. He could definitely give Max some problems. Max is going to be clever enough where we won't really see that, but I still think that Conor will be dangerous enough where we're going to be like, oh shit, like, you know, Max needs to be careful. But I think he's going to do the right things to make them adjustments. Stay out of the big danger. Maybe when he gets hit, maybe not running into them big shots as much, which could survive, you know, which he could survive those big shots from Conor. And then he's just going to eventually have his way. I'm going to have to go Max Holloway for the win. Can it be a finish? 100%. If Max gets you tired, he's so good at going in for the kill. And yeah, he's even getting much better in the pocket. Even you've seen him. Justin Gaethje here, firing bombs. You know what I mean? Like still being able to dodge the punches in the amongst that sort of brawl. So it's I think it's just going to be too much for Conor, and you're going to just see Max get his hand raised, maybe get a finish.
If there's one thing that he did very well when he first fought Ilia Topuria before he got knocked out, is he circled. He played the game until he started kind of feeling his rhythm, had him chasing a little bit until he started kind of popping up. That's exactly how you kind of have to start it, because there is nerves involved in fighting. And I think the more that Conor McGregor is in there and he starts to mess with his nervous system, and the more that Holloway can start to pop off, the better chances Holloway could have. But if he does go in there and starts to slug it off, and everybody says that left hand is dangerous, it could be it for him. But I just feel like Conor's I just feel like Max is just a little too smart for that. But we've seen anything and everything in mixed martial arts. But 5 years, Kamaru, 3 years when I fought Aljo, I felt it. I can only imagine an extra 2 years on top of that. Fuck, dude, and he's the most tested guy in the UFC right now. Like, bro, he's gonna need a miracle now.
I think a 3-rounder for Conor. I think he's sharp enough to convince. Like, Henry, we know, because we've been there. We know that championship rounds, a lot changes. When you get to that third one, you're like, oh, I'm done. Nope, you got 2 more. That's when the thoughts start to waver. That's real championship rounds where you got to really dig here. And for 3 rounds, I think Conor, yes, he's sharp enough, and he's powerful enough in his mind that he could will himself through those 3. It's those extra 2 that really separate the men from the boys. So, man, I'm excited, but I just didn't like the way that everyone's counting him out here. I didn't like that. And listen, I love Max. I'm a big Max fan, but I just don't like the way that they're counting